You're listening to the Wilmac Wire, the podcast that's designed to give you a glimpse into a growing SaaS company, specifically in the realm of customer interaction technology. From customer experience to data management, we'll talk about it here. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Wilmac Wire. This is your girl, your host, Emily Miller from Wilmac Technologies. Really appreciate everyone who is tuning in to the Wilmac Wire. Thank you all for following along with Season 2. Just want to pop on here quickly and mention that this is a short check-in with some updates. The most exciting one being that Steve McDonnell, President and CEO of Wilmac Technologies, you've likely heard him on multiple episodes before as a guest. Steve is officially joining me as a co-host of the podcast, bringing in his unique perspective as a Wilmac's president and CEO, as a leader of a growing organization, as someone who's been in this industry for a good amount of time. So Steve will be adding a lot of value to the conversation moving forward. I did want to also share that the podcast is finishing out Season 2 a little bit differently. First things first, we're going to bring back some past guests for deeper conversations, but also the theme of the podcast itself. We're going to emphasize a stronger focus on Western New York, specifically Rochester, which is where Wilmac Technologies is headquartered out of and where I'm sitting and recording this today. That being said, we're going to put a greater focus on the local business community, on growth stories, and the leadership here by speaking with leaders in Western New York. So excited to introduce that new theme to our listeners. I also want to reinforce that we'll continue digging into Wilmac's industry and area of expertise in customer experience, compliance, AI, and interaction data across communication centers, across contact centers, trading floors, and 911 centers. And we'll be digging into that with some fresh angles and new guests that we have lined up over the coming months. So that being said, new full-length episodes will be back in 2 weeks on September 4th. In the meantime, I want to encourage you, our listeners, to catch up on past episodes. My personal favorites include Season 2, Episode 9, which is a recap from an event we held up in Toronto, a panel discussion with our customer, TD Bank. That was back in March. And my second favorite episode actually not my second favorite, they're both top-notch. But another episode for you to check out during this short week is Season 2, Episode 12 with John Arnold, who's a leading analyst in the CX space. Ironically enough, he's from Toronto and based in Toronto as well. And as I'm sharing this and recording it, ironically, I'm sitting in our Toronto conference room in Wilmac's office, so a big Toronto theme here. So like I mentioned, September 4th, we'll be returning with full-length episodes. Steve McDonnell, President and CEO of Wilmac Technologies, will be joining me as a co-host on the podcast moving forward. We're really excited about where the podcast is headed and can't wait to share more with you. So thanks for tuning in to the Wilmac Wire. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Wilmac Wire. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform or visiting our website at www.wilmactech.com. You can also watch the full video recordings of every episode on our YouTube channel. Thank you for being a part of our community, and again, thank you for listening to the Wilmac Wire.